Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara and today's video is going to be the August housing market update. So as always for this type of video, I'm going to be separating it into a few different sections, those being price, inventory, mortgages, and local news. Also, the Q2 statistics have now come out for Western North Carolina, so I'm going to be sharing those with you as well, so let's get right into it. Before I get into this video, I also want to quickly mention that if you are not subscribed already, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button down below and leaving a comment. Let me know that you did subscribe and what kind of videos you want to see in the future. But let's get into those statistics. Let's first start off by talking about price. So I'm going to pop up a chart right now that shows you the change in median home sale price year over year. And as you can see, it has increased quite a bit. So the change is actually right around 25%, and that puts the median home sale price right around $386,000. Again, this is a national statistic, and I will go into some of the local Asheville statistics just a little bit later in the video. I'm also going to pop up a different chart on the screen that shows you the average sale to list price ratio for homes and how it is right around 102.6. So what this means is that homes that are going on the market are typically selling for above asking. And if you've been on the market as a buyer or a seller, I've said this in other videos in the past, but you probably already know this, that across the country in many locations, the housing market is very competitive. So the statistic probably isn't going to be too surprising to you, but I still wanted to share it just so that you have this data as well. Something else to note is that rent has increased 6.6% this May compared to last May. I couldn't really find a more recent statistic, so I did want to include that one, even though it's a few months old, but that's definitely a big increase. I also mentioned on my Instagram, I want to say yesterday, but as you're watching this, it would have been the week prior, so it'll be gone by then because it was on my stories, but let me pull it up here. It was a local Asheville statistic about rent prices. So it is that the Asheville metro area has the 7th large renter wage gap, and Asheville's estimated hourly wage is right around 11.34 cents per hour, and 21.58 cents per hour is what is needed to afford the median rent of a one-bedroom apartment here in Asheville. So I would also take that statistic with a grain of salt, because if you want to be right in Asheville, that's probably true, but if you're okay with being in some of the suburbs, it's probably not as accurate, but I did still want to share it because it does give you an idea of how much rent has gone up over the past year. Additionally, if you are a seller out there who maybe you've tried to sell your home on your own, in other words, as a for sale by owner, you might want to know about this statistic, and that is that homes that go on the MLS tend to sell for 17% more than homes that are not on the MLS. So if you're not familiar, the MLS stands for the Multiple Listing Service, and it is something that real estate agents and brokers pay to have access to, and if you sign a listing agreement with an agent, your property, if you give consent, will go on the MLS, and it will be shared with all other agents and any buyers that they have set up with searches or have given access to the MLS. So basically, if you aren't on the MLS, if you're a seller and your home isn't on there, it's really a disadvantage to you. So that's one reason I wanted to mention this statistic, just so you could kind of keep that in the back of your head. Alright, now that I've covered some of the national statistics for price, I want to jump right into the local Asheville statistics. So in Q2 in Buncombe County, year over year, average sale price has actually increased 22.6%. In terms of home prices, that puts them right around $394,000. At the same time, average sale price has increased 31.8% year over year, which equates to right around $503,000. I'm going to pop up a chart on the screen right now that shows you the change in median home prices over the years. And as you can see, especially over the past few years, home prices in Buncombe County have just gone up quite a lot. And something else I want to mention here is that when you're talking about average home price sales and median home prices and the change in both of those, there is something that you should consider when it comes to the average sale price. And that is that, let's say that over Q2 of this year, there were far more luxury homes that sold compared to Q2 of 2020. And that might very well be the case. So that's going to bring your average sale price up quite a bit since you have those kind of large outliers. So I would say that it's probably more beneficial to focus on the median home prices and how those have changed, but I do still think it's appropriate and good to take into consideration the average as well. Alright, there was a lot to cover on price this month, and now I want to hop right into talking about inventory. I'm going to pop up a chart on the screen right now that shows you the change in inventory year over year for Buncombe County. And as you can see, for Q2 year over year, it has dropped right around 50%, which is pretty drastic. At the same time, the number of closed sales has actually increased. So in other words, there are fewer homes on the market, and the homes that are on the market are selling very quickly and are actually being sold. In terms of mortgages, I don't really have a whole lot of news to tell you guys. Basically, interest rates are still right around where they have been. They're right around that 3% mark, and they're probably going to stay there for a little while. At least that's what it's seeming like. I know in my July market update, they were right around 3%, and I want to say in June they were right around there too, maybe 2.9 or so, but they've been fluctuating right around that range. And it seems like it's probably going to stay that way, at least for the near future. And lastly, I want to mention a proposed project that is possibly going to happen in downtown Asheville, and that is the 217 Hilliard development. And what this is, I will pop up a photo on the screen to give you an idea of what this building might look like. It will be comprised of 80 different micro units. And what are micro units? Well, basically they are apartments that are right around 200 square feet that would include bedroom, bathroom, I want to say maybe a sink, like a small kitchenette kind of thing, maybe with a microwave and a sink. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's bedroom and bathroom for each apartment. And then each floor, it's going to be a 5, or it will be if it's approved, a 5-story building. And on each floor, there will be a shared kitchen and common living space. Honestly, I kind of think of it like a college dorm, but a lot nicer. So if you don't mind that kind of living, it might be good for you. It will be cheaper than your standard apartments, but it will still be, you know, Asheville prices, seeing as it is downtown, so walking distance to a lot of things. This project is really going to be geared towards people in the service industry and people that are young professionals. And I think it might also be good for anyone who's maybe considering living in Asheville but just isn't sure yet and doesn't want to sign a longer lease with a traditional apartment complex. You know, it might be worth it to try out this, you know, smaller setup, pay a little bit less, and see what city living life is like, if that is something that you might be interested in. So as I mentioned, it's not being built yet. It is still in the proposal phase, but I did just want to mention it because I thought it was kind of a cool and interesting thing happening in Asheville. I quickly want to mention before I end this video that if you are a potential seller here in Asheville, then I am more than happy to provide a free comparative market analysis for you so we can both figure out what your house might sell for in this market. And if you are a potential buyer and you do not already have my free home buyer guide, definitely reach out to me and let me know, and I will be happy to send that over to you. It is a free 11-page step-by-step guide that'll show you everything you need to know about the home buying process, including a little checklist and things you might want to consider when coming up with your needs and wants list for your next home. So I'll leave my contact info down below in the description box, as well as at the end of this video. So if you like this video, definitely consider hitting the like button, leaving me a comment. Let me know what you learned this time, and share it with your friends, subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video.